The video you're about to see addresses the containment of leaks that could occur in chlorine cylinders. While leaks in these cylinders rarely occur, prompt corrective action by trained personnel using special equipment is required. For Chlorine Institute emergency kits manufactured prior to 2013, use the following procedures.
Device 1 can be used to contain all leaks in and around the valve area. It is ideal to remove the valve protective housing if possible. However, Device 1 can still be applied even if the valve protective housing cannot be removed.
Use the paint scraper to remove paint, scale, and rust from the neck ring and shoulder area of the cylinder. Prepare the base assembly to ensure proper position and stability of the base segments. Secure the ramp between two base segments by putting the ramp hook into the center spacer slot. This prevents the base assembly from sliding while the cylinder is being positioned on the base. Roll standing cylinder up the ramp and center it on the base assembly. Remove the outlet cap from the vent valve on the hood 1A2 and open the valve using wrench 200A. Place a new gasket on the hood and install over the leaking valve or the valve protective housing. Adjust the cap screws so the screw points extend only slightly below the yoke. Place the yoke on top of the hood with the cap screw points aligned with the dimples on top of the hood. Ensure that the chains are straight and not twisted. Hook the chains over the ears of the yoke, using the appropriate length to avoid excess slack in the chains. Hand tighten all cap screws. Ensure that the chains are against the cylinder at the base. Tighten the 3 outside cap screws equally with wrench 201, forcing the hood and gasket against the shoulder of the cylinder. Keep the center cap screw hand tight against the hood. Close the vent valve on the hood. Test for leaks. If the leak persists, further tighten the cap screw in the area of the leak. When the leak has been contained, replace and tighten the vent valve cap using the appropriate wrench. Test for leaks.
Periodically check for leaks because pressure will build up inside the hood.
To apply Device 2, loosen the set screw and place the clamp assembly over the valve. Place a gasket between leaking fusible plug metal and the block. Tighten the set screw until the leak stops.
Test for leaks with aqua ammonia vapors. If a leak is detected, further tighten the set screw and test for leaks. This procedure
can also be followed for a leak in the fusible metal that is poured into the valve body. Leaks in the fusible plug area can also be contained by applying Device 1. A leak in the cylinder sidewall can be contained by applying Device 8. If internal corrosion is suspected, extreme caution should be used in applying the sidewall kit. Consider other options such as the recovery vessel. First, position the cylinder on its side and rotate it until the leak is on the top. This results in a chlorine gas leak and not a liquid leak. Adjust the cap screw into the yoke until the cap screw point extends slightly below the yoke. Slip one end of the chain under the cylinder and pull it through. Align the chain with the leak in the cylinder. Ensure that the chain is straight and not twisted. Use the paint scraper to remove loose paint and rust from the area.
You can also use the end of the paint scraper or wrench provided with the kit to tap the container around the area of the leak to ensure there is not a weakening of the side wall.
Position the gasket 8EV and the patch to the side of the leak. Center the yoke and cap screw into the depression on top of the patch. Hook the chain to an ear on each side of the yoke. Keep the chain as short as possible. Position the gasket and patch over the leak. Tighten the cap screw with wrench 201.
Ensure the chain links are not kinked. Tighten the cap screw again.
Caution! If there is any evidence of weakening of the cylinder wall, immediately discontinue tightening the cap screw. Test for leaks. If the leak persists, further tighten the cap screw. Test for leaks.